welcome back to the Citizen Channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And part 2 of our look at Alexander Zinchenko. So if you've not watched part 1, go back and watch it. And we've got up to the 2021 season. We're going to talk about that and his final season, of course, before leaving us. Well, did he have a choice? Possibly not. I'm sure he would have sort of realised it may be best to go while he's still got a lot of. Is he in his prime? Probably, possibly. He might not have hit his prime yet. Anyway, let's have a look at the 2021 season. Yeah, some minor injuries kept him out of action early doors in this behind closed doors season, of course. Plus a certain Mendy was actually getting starts again, but that wouldn't last. And a right back called Cancelo was also proven a useful left back as well. So he was going to struggle a bit this season to get regular starts. He began to feature in the Champions League group games. They were going better than the sluggish start we'd made in the league programme. By early December, we'd qualified for the round of 16 with more or less a couple of games to spare. But with the new year, City were picking up in the league. Zinchenko was finally getting some league games under his belt as well, as his injury problems eased. And he made his first league start away at Chelsea in a 3-1 win on January the 3rd. As late as that, linking up well on that game, particularly with Phil Foden. The pundits who'd written City's title-winning chances off late in November. I was reading back some of the journals saying it was all, we didn't have a cat in hell's chance. So we're having to rethink, of course. And City booked a Wembley spot again in the Carabao Cup with a semi-final win over 2 legs against United. Zinchenko featuring only in the first leg. He didn't feature in the one we lost at the Etihad. Zinchenko's also found himself in a central midfield from time to time as well, as City sort of hit top spot in the league. And at the end of January, the 5-0 win at West Brom was followed shortly by a great 4-1 win at Anfield. And the team as a whole was revelling in it. As the season progressed and City started to run away with the league, Pep was sort of spoilt for choice, and for every game Zinchenko played, he then found himself back on the bench for the next. He was spared the embarrassment of getting on the pitch in yet another lost FA Cup semi-final defeat against Chelsea, but that was an unused sub in the 1-0 Carabao Cup win over Spurs at Wembley, where at last some fans were allowed. We were allowed back to that one. Oh, well, a couple of thousand of us anyway. As we saw off PSG in the Champions League semi-final over 2 legs, Zinchenko popped up with an assist off the bench in the first leg and was one of the standouts in the second leg, a 2-0 win at the Etihad Stadium. His performance had Pep singing his praises and appeared to guarantee him a place in the final 11. Pep said about Zinchenko, he's always focused, he's always concentrated, he doesn't make mistakes. Well, okay, Pep. Yes, fair enough. We'll move on. Sadly, like most of the team, he didn't really turn up for the final, did he? But he on form thoroughly deserved the start. Yeah, my sort of big match preview of the final. He was definitely starting that game because of the form he'd been in. The 2021 stats, Champions League had made 6 appearances, 3 as sub and got 1 assist. In the league, he'd made 15 appearances, which was quite good actually, 5 as sub. In the FA Cup, just the 1 appearance. In the Carabao Cup, 2 appearances, and he got 1 assist. So on to season 21-22, which would ultimately be his last one. Mendy started this season. It doesn't feel like he did. It just feels like he's not been around for a long time, quite rightly. But I looked at it. I thought, yeah, he did. He did start the season, and he started as left back in a defeat at Spurs, with Zinchenko replacing him on 79 minutes. So not a lot of blame to put on Zinchenko, but a minor injury and rarely a place in the squad for the first few games for the Ukrainian this season. And he got a rare start in the Champions League in the 6-3 win over Leipzig on the 15th of September in midfield. And the 2-1 win over PSG on the 24th of November. So, yeah, he was getting some starts and appearances, certainly in the Champions League, and that was a sort of pattern throughout his career at City. His second start of the season would end in disappointment. Although he himself played pretty well, we bowed out, of course, of the Carabao Cup at the London Stadium, West Ham, on penalties on the 23rd of October. In an interview given in December, Zinchenko commented on his lack of starts. He said, "Everyone is working hard during all the season. We have to respect every decision from the manager. We have to respect each other as well, because everyone deserves to play. Everyone deserves to get the chance." And he kept sort of repeating that in the interview, the everyone. In December, he got a run of 5 games, yeah, which is probably equalled his best run. I think it's 5 or 6 was the best he'd ever managed anyway before this, including an outstanding display in the 7-0 rout of Leeds United, as we hit top spot for the first time in the season. As City consolidated our position, Zinchenko was out with COVID during January, and on return he found himself warming that bench again, getting all splinters in the bum. And when he did start in a 4-0 win at Norwich on February 13th, he just slotted in normally. I was just looking through some of the match reports from Simon Bukowski, etc., and it just like fitted in well, okay. It was just standard stuff as though it was the norm. As his home country became occupied, sadly, he continued with his work, despite obviously a lot of problems off the pitch. And when they got the chance to show, the fans showed their appreciation as well. But both City fans and opposing fans as well. I was down in Peterborough, Ukraine flags everywhere. He was made captain for that Peterborough game. The fans at Peterborough were tremendous as well. And of course, Werner was there, but he decided to make Zinchenko the captain for that Peterborough game, which we won 2-0. He earned his spot in the starting 11 at the first leg of the Champions League semi-final, yes, against Real Madrid. He had never let us down. He was slotted in perfectly. And he earned that spot with a great performance in the 5-1 demolition of Watford on the 23rd of April. That was a week after he'd started the disappointing FA Cup semi-final loss to Liverpool. Although it wasn't particularly his fault, but it wasn't good. Against Madrid, he was one of the best players on the pitch, and then especially going forward, looked very lively, although he would miss out on the starting 11 for the return leg, but was on the pitch. Yes, he'd been subbed on as City's Champions League bid collapsed in a heap, unfortunately. As we pushed for the title and the injuries mounted, Pep turned to him in the run-in with very good performances, but he started the final game of the season, a must-win against Aston Villa, on the bench again, even though he'd played pretty well. My preview show, I had a preview show before this game, and for me, he was starting the game. He was in my starting 11, but he was on the bench, and obviously he was one of the 3 subs that day that all turned the game City's way. His personal 45 minutes on the pitch were superb, and for me, only bettered by Gundogan's 2-goal contribution on that title-winning day. As he draped the trophy in the Ukrainian flag, he promised one day to take the trophy home to Ukraine. And Andy Hampson, reporting for the Manchester Evening News, printed the following. I'll just read the excerpt. Alexander Zinchenko broke down in tears as he thanked City for their support after clinching his 4th Premier League title with the club. The Ukrainian international has been a key figure in the Blues' latest success, despite the emotional turmoil he has suffered since Russia's invasion of his homeland in February. Zinchenko came off the bench and made a significant contribution as City came from 2-0 down to win 3-2. At some point, especially in the beginning, I didn't think too much about football because it was impossible to live with what was happening in my country, Zinchenko said. But with all the support which I had during this period, we did it. It means everything to me. Honestly, I want to die for these people, for all this support, because what people gave me and what they have done for me during this toughest period of my life. I'm so appreciative. I will never forget this, never in my life. It's unforgettable emotions for me. I'm so proud to be Ukrainian. And I would love one day to bring this title to Ukraine, to all Ukrainian people, because they deserve it. Yes, some good words there from Andy Hampson and Zinchenko himself. And we go, as we have done a couple of times in part 1, just for part 2, the class of 21-22, BERT class of 21-22 in King of the Kipbacks issue 288. For this sentiment, Zinchenko, a fantastic servant for the club. He loves us, and during what has been his darkest hour, we love him. Neat, tidy, immaculate in control. The only thing he lacks is a yard of pace. Yeah, well, that cropped up since the very first time we saw him. Would be understandable if he wants to leave, given that Cucurella appears to be inbound from Brighton, still waiting. But if he opts to stay at City, I don't think anyone would be too unhappy about it. And I think that's in the same way of Jesus, perhaps more than Sterling, who's left us. Jesus and Zinchenko, we wouldn't have bothered one iota if they ended up staying. His season stats for that 21-22 season, okay, Champions League, 5 starts, 3 as sub and 1 assist. In the league, 10 starts, 5 as sub with 4 assists. FA Cup, 2 starts and 2 sub appearances. And in the Carabao Cup, just a 1 appearance. Some of his numbers, courtesy of mcfc.com. 128, the number of games Zinchenko played for City in all competitions. He averaged just shy of 22 games per season, scoring just twice. 7, Zinchenko shares a record for the most Premier League assists by a Ukrainian with Sergei Rebrov and Andriy Shevchenko. 10, the number of trophies Alex won while a City player. He won the Premier League 4 times, the FA Cup, Community Shield once, and the Carabao Cup on 4 occasions, the most any Ukrainian footballer in England. 25, Zinchenko is a seasoned Champions League campaigner with 25 appearances for City in the competition and 5 assists. Of those games, he started 17 and came on as sub in 8 more. 76. His 76 Premier League appearances equates to 5,447 minutes of action, the most of any Ukrainian footballer in England's top division. 99. The number of starts he made in City colours in all competitions, just one short of a century. 111. Zinchenko created 111 chances for his teammates in 128 games, not far short of 1 per match. Yeah, we've all watched, I'm sure you've watched his farewell video to the fans on the 23rd of July. He said, "I was not really ready for this day," says Zinchenko. "It's a sad day, but this is life and you have to carry on. It's been an unbelievable time, an unbelievable 6 years. I feel like I was a small part of this amazing club. I am so grateful to everyone who's done a lot to me and to help me and my family. We achieved a lot of titles and I want to say a massive thanks to all the fans and the citizens. They have supported all this time, especially in the toughest time of my life when the war started. I felt amazing support around myself and my family. I can't be grateful enough for all they've done for me. I don't know what I would have done without that support. You are fantastic and you are the best. I would also like to say thanks to Pep and the coaching staff for believing in me and for everything they've done for me, and to my teammates and everyone else at this incredible club. I'm so happy that one day I can say to my grandsons and granddaughters that I was a small part of this amazing club." Yes, wonderful. I'm sure City fans thank him for his loyalty, service, a great player, a great fan as well. I did comment in part 1. I mean, the enjoyment of, the pylons, everything he did, it was like a fan playing for his favourite team. I say, it wasn't, obviously, I'm sure as a kid, Manchester City didn't feature in his mind at all, but it became just like the rest of us would be playing for the team we love. And when we needed him, and it sort of epitomised his time at City. I think that final game when we needed him, he did it. He pulled it out against Villa. He came on and did the business. And let's not forget, as I say, he just celebrated like the rest of us. And we can't forget that moment where he put the Ukrainian flag around the trophy on the pitch at the end. Very emotional. Alexander Zinchenko, thank you for the memories and thank you for being part of Manchester City. I think that's all we can say. Let me know any memories you've got, guys. Anything you remember about old Zinchenks, and it'd be great to hear from you. I hope you enjoy this little look back, this 2-part look back at Alexander Zinchenko. Great Ukrainian footballer, and yes, for any other team, and good luck to him. I won't wish him any luck when he comes back to play against us, but every other game, yes, good luck, mate. But all the best for you and your family, and of course your country as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.